glad to get to see you again. It's always so exciting to get to tell you the story. And if you remember, we're talking about Esther in our next few weeks. And so I know that last week we talked about some really great things that happened in the story of Esther, and I didn't tell you the whole story. And so we're going to finish some things today, and then next week we're going to even go further in the story, and so it'll be awesome. So, we talked about that God made us special. And so one of the things that he has made us special for is to help others. So everybody get up, 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 get up. I know you might be all squished up on your couch all nice and comfy, but everybody get up. We're going to play a little game before we go any further. All right, are you ready? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to think of things that we would consider being helpful, and we're going to try and act them out. All right? So here we go. Are you ready? Let's think of some things that we can do to be helpful. How about washing the dishes? Do you think we can do that one? So let's pretend that our hand is a dish, and let's pretend that our other hand we have a rag in it, and we're going to wash our dish. Can you do that for me? Wash, 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 wash. We are washing dishes. Very good. Let's see, what is something else that we can do? How about sweeping the floor? All right, so we're going to have to pretend that we are holding a broom. Can you do that? Can you hold the broom? All right, so we're going to sweep, 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 sweep the floor. Maybe we use a vacuum on our floor. So we're going to hold our vacuum with one hand, and we're going to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. All right, that was very good. Those are some things that we can do to be helpful. How about a smile? Can I see your big smile? Let me see your biggest smile. That's a really good way to be helpful, because sometimes people just might get sad and they might get discouraged. And so sometimes when we smile, that is very, very helpful. It may not seem like a very important thing, but it can be very important to the person who is sad. So smiles are awesome. All right, the last thing I want you to do is I want you to act out. You know what? Let's don't act it out. If you're at home, let's go find somebody and give them a big, fat hug. All right? So everybody go run and go find somebody. If you want to hug your brother, your sister, your cat, or your dog, or your grandma, or your grandpa, mommy or daddy, whoever's there with you, give them a big, big hug. That's another great way to be helpful. All right, so now here's what I need you to do. And you might need mom and dad to help you, okay? Because I need you to stay in the room, because we're going to see how much we remember of our story of Esther so far. And then I need you to get mom and dad or your brother or your sister, whoever's with you, to go and get a special blanket. And we're going to use that. So you stay in the room. Holler at whoever's at the house with you and ask them, please bring me a blanket. All right, did you do that? Please bring me a blanket. Did you say please? Make sure you say please. All right, while they're bringing you a blanket, let's look at what we've talked about so far with our Bible lesson and see how much we remember. Now, I'm going to be a little tricky this morning, and I am going to tell you something wrong about the story. Are you ready? If you hear me say something wrong, I want you to clap. Can you do that for me? Okay, let's practice. I'm going to count to 3, and I want you to clap. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Now you remember all of our Bible stories come from God's Word, and they are true, and they really happened. So the story of Esther is a true story, and it really happened. And so we talked about that a long time ago. There was a king, and he was looking for a queen. And so he sent his helpers out to find all the beautiful girls in the land and brought them to McDonald's. Did you clap? Yes, you should have clapped. The king did not have all the young women brought to McDonald's. He had them brought to his palace. You remember? All right, so then the next thing was that they all stayed at the palace for a year preparing to meet the king. And so they practiced basketball, football, and soccer. Did you clap? You should have clapped because, yes, that is wrong. They did not do that for a year. For a year, they spent a year working on how beautiful they were and their clothes and learning things. And so they were getting ready to meet the king. They did not do football, basketball, and soccer, although those things are fun. All right, so then the king met Esther, and he decided that Esther would be his queen. And so he decided that they were going to have a celebration and that everyone had to go home and clean their rooms and go to bed with no dinner. Did you clap? Good, because that was not right, was it? That was wrong. They had a feast and they celebrated the new queen, didn't they? All right, so today we're going to talk a little more about Esther's cousin. Do you remember Esther's cousin? His name was Mordecai, okay? So we're going to talk about Mordecai and Esther today. And so when you hear Mordecai's name in our story, I want you to take a step towards your television, all right? Or your computer or your iPad. Whatever you're watching Miss Lisa on today, I want you to walk to it, okay? So you're going to walk to me, all right? Okay, friends, did you get someone to get that blankie for you? Okay, you did? All right, so get your blankie, and I want you to take it, and I want you to cover your chair or your couch or your stool. And you know what? If you don't have anything like that around you, just put it on the floor. So this is going to be our special throne for Esther, okay? Because in our story, we're going to talk about Mordecai and we're going to talk about Esther. So Mordecai would sit at the gate to the palace. That's as far as Mordecai could go. And so, but he would visit with Esther sometimes at the gate. Now, so Esther had her throne in her special room, and then Mordecai was at the gate. So when you hear Miss Lisa talk about Mordecai, I want you to walk to your TV, all right? And then I want you to walk back to the middle of your room, all right? And then when you hear about Esther, I want you to walk to your chair or wherever you have your blankie, your special place for Esther, because she was in the palace. All right, are you ready? Okay, so we were talking about Esther and that she was now the queen and Mordecai was her cousin. And so Mordecai and Esther would visit at the gate. And so, are you ready? All right, here we go. So there was a guy named Haman. He was so mean and he did not like Mordecai. Are you going to walk? Walk to your TV. Very good. All right. Now let's walk back. And so one day, Mordecai found out. Did you hear Mordecai? Did you walk to your TV? Good job. So he found out that Haman had a very bad plan. And he had tricked King Xerxes into making a law. You're not going to believe what the law was. Are you ready? It was awful. Haman tricked King Xerxes into making a law that would kill all the Jews, and that meant Esther and Mordecai. Are you going to walk to the gate? Walk to your TV. All right, now step back. Here we go. So, Mordecai, come to your TV, had a copy of the law. And so a messenger came to the gate and knew that Mordecai was very upset. Did you hear Mordecai? Did you walk to your TV? Good job. All right, so he was very upset. And he told the messenger, he said, listen, I found out something awful, and I need you to take a message to Esther. Are you ready? Walk to your chair for Esther. All right. So the messenger took the message from Mordecai, walk to your TV, and he took it to Esther. Walk to your chair. All right. Back to the middle. So when she got the message, she was very, very sad because she knew if the law happened, that she would be killed and all of her people would be killed. And so she knew that she was going to have to do something to help her people. But I'm not going to tell you yet. You will have to come back next week and see what Esther does to help her people. Because God made her special to help others. Just like God made you special to help others. And all the things that we've talked about this morning that we can do to be helpful, those are all things that God made us special to do. You know, I also reminded you to make sure that you're checking on your friends and that you're making sure your friends are watching our videos, watching our stories, and that you need to make sure that they're not sad. I know we all miss each other sometimes, and so this is a really good time to check on your friends and make sure that everybody is okay. All right, so let's check on our friend right here. Are you ready? Let's see if he's home. So you know what you got to do. You got to help me call him. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Whiskers! Whiskers, are you home? I don't hear him. Try one more time. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey, Whiskers! Oh, wait. I hear something. I think he might be sad again. Let's check on our friend. Let's see if we can help him. Whiskers. Oh, Whiskers. Are you sad? Yes. Whiskers, why are you sad? Miss Lisa. Yes. My dad was mowing the lawn. Yes. And I wanted to help mow the lawn. I wanted to push the lawnmower, and I wanted to mow the lawn. Okay. But he told me no. Well, Whiskers, you are little, and sometimes it might be a little dangerous for you to help mow. But it's okay. Why? I wanted to help mow. Well, there might be other things that you can help with right now. But I don't want to do those things. I want to mow the lawn. But that's a little dangerous, so maybe you could help pick up sticks. And you could help pick up some trash, because sometimes trash gets in the yard and we don't want to mow over that. So there are things that you can do to help your dad. What do you mean no? I don't want to do those things. They're not very important. You know what, Whiskers? They actually are. And do you know, in our story today, we talked about Mordecai? Yeah. And Mordecai had a job to do to help. And do you know what it was? What? He sat at a gate and he gave a message to Queen Esther. Well, that doesn't sound very important. It doesn't, but it was. Because when Esther got the message, she knew she needed to help her people because they were in danger. Oh my. Yes. So see, even though picking up sticks and trash doesn't sound very important, it really is. And so you need to help your dad with those things because those things are important. Okay, I guess they are important, even the little things, huh, Miss Lisa? Yes, they are. So don't be sad. All right. We love you and we don't like it when you're sad. Thank you, friends. I'm glad that you love me and that you don't like for me to be sad. I will be a good little mouse now, and I will go find my dad, and I will help him pick up sticks, and I think I can help him sweep the grass after he's done. Yes, there's a lot of things that you can do to help besides mowing until you get bigger. Okay? Okay. You want to tell everybody bye now? Bye! All right. So, even though some things may not seem very important, they are when we help each other do things. If Mordecai had not given Esther the message, she wouldn't know that she needed to help her people. And it would have probably ended really bad. So, make sure you come back next week and see the video so you'll know what you need to do and what Esther did. All right, so I want to remind you, in your craft that you're going to get this week, in your packet, there are 2 crafts, and one of them is making what we call a scepter, which is a really fancy stick that the king would hold, okay? I need you to make sure that you have this craft made and ready for next week's story because we're going to use it during our story. So make sure you do that. As soon as you get your package from Miss Nellie, open it real quick and make sure you do both crafts so your scepter will be ready for the next lesson. All right, before I tell you bye, let's do our verse. Are you ready? Serve one another in love. Galatians 5:13. And I will see you next week to see what Queen Esther did. Bye.